Suzuki just rolled out 5 machines that actually move the needle. From backcountry grit to a turbocharged icon, this lineup hits every kind of rider and hits hard. Stick around, because the #1 bike may be the best bike ever built. Number 5. Suzuki V-Strom 800DE Adventure X. Some motorcycles are built for speed, others for style. But then there are those that are forged for the long road ahead. The kind of bike that doesn't blink at rain, dirt, or 500 miles of bad pavement. The V-Strom 800 Adventure X was made for that world. It is not trying to win at the track. It is trying to win your trust when the pavement ends and the real journey begins. Underneath its rugged shell is a 776 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine, delivering approximately 84 horsepower and 57 pound-feet of torque. Braking is handled by dual front discs with twin piston calipers and a single disc at the rear with a single piston caliper, all linked to a cornering-ready anti-lock braking system. Suspension comes courtesy of long-travel inverted forks up front and a rear monoshock with preload and rebound adjustability. Wet weight lands around 507 pounds with a seat height of 34.6 inches. Starting price begins at $13,499. What makes the V-Strom Adventure X stand out is not a single feature. It's the sum of its parts. It is an overbuilt, over-prepared machine made for the rider who believes in planning less and riding more. Whether you're crossing the Rockies or simply heading off-grid for the weekend, this motorcycle carries the same calm confidence in every scenario. The 21-inch front wheel gives this bike true off-road legitimacy. Coupled with an 18-inch rear and factory-fitted adventure tires, it's ready for fire roads, gravel switchbacks, and muddy inclines. The suspension is tuned to handle heavy loads and rough surfaces without punishing the rider. When seated, the rider triangle is upright and open, ideal for long-haul days. When standing, the wide bars and tank contour make off-road transitions feel natural and steady. Panniers are built in, not tacked on. They mount cleanly to the frame with reinforced brackets, providing real-world storage without compromising balance. Combined capacity pushes over 70 liters, with lockable lids and weather sealing. Crash protection includes factory-installed engine guards, hand guards, and a beefy skid plate underneath, all of which prove useful long before you need them. Technology is present, but subtle. A full-color touchscreen display integrates navigation, fuel tracking, and ride mode selection in a single clean layout. Bluetooth connectivity allows you to pair a smartphone, sync turn-by-turn directions, or stream music through helmet comms. Still, nothing distracts from the road ahead. The controls are simple, tactile, and built for gloved use. Multiple ride modes adjust throttle response and traction control intensity. Standard mode gives balanced torque delivery for highway and city riding. Gravel mode backs off the intervention for light dirt trails. And off-road mode disables rear-wheel anti-lock braking system, allowing experienced riders full braking control on loose terrain. The system is easy to toggle on the fly, making the bike adaptable in real time. The engine itself is the quiet hero of this platform. It delivers strong, low-end grunt, especially in the first 3 gears, giving plenty of pull for steep climbs and loaded panniers. In top gear, it settles into a smooth, fuel-efficient cruise. Vibration is minimal, and the exhaust note is purposeful, low, steady, and confidence-building. Wind protection is generous without feeling bulky. The adjustable windscreen deflects airflow effectively, and additional handguards keep wind and rain off your fingers during colder rides. Heated grips come standard on the Adventure X trim, as does a 12-volt accessory socket and USB-C port for charging devices. The seat is broad and firm, sculpted for all-day support without causing pressure fatigue. Fuel economy ranges from 50 to 60 miles per gallon depending on load and riding style, giving this bike a range of over 300 miles between fill-ups with its 5.3-gallon tank. That means you can skip more gas stations and ride deeper into the unknown. It is one of the few adventure bikes in this price range that delivers real long-distance range without expensive upgrades. Despite its tall stance, the V-Strom is surprisingly agile in tighter settings. The frame geometry keeps steering predictable, and the weight is distributed low, making slow-speed maneuvers feel manageable. Even with a full luggage load, The bike stays planted and stable on twisty roads and uneven terrain alike, and maintenance is refreshingly straightforward. Oil changes, chain service, air filter access, all are designed for the rider who handles their own tools. No complex fairings, no hidden bolts. Just clean mechanical simplicity the way adventure riders expect it. Back to the street. Lean, modern, and built for everyday pace. Meet Suzuki's new middleweight bruiser. Number 4. Suzuki GSX-8S. Some motorcycles are not built to impress at first glance. They are designed to earn your respect with every ride. The GSX-8S is one of those rare machines that trades unnecessary flash for well-engineered function. It is Suzuki's new answer to the middleweight street fighter category, a clean, muscular, and rider-first motorcycle that understands what real-world motorcycling should feel like. For older riders who came up during the heyday of mechanical honesty, this bike will feel like a return to form. It produces approximately 82 horsepower from a 776 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine with 58 pound-feet of torque available across a broad rev range. Braking comes courtesy of dual front disc brakes with 4 piston calipers and a single disc at the rear, all linked through a responsive anti-lock braking system. Suspension is handled by a telescopic front fork and a link-type monoshock in the rear, both tuned for street agility and mid-corner stability. The wet weight comes in at 451 pounds, and the seat height is 31.9 inches. Starting price is $8,999 in the United States. From the moment you fire it up, the engine has a certain calm authority to it. There is no frantic buzzing, no overly engineered sound design, just a deep, even idle that gives you a sense of mechanical balance. Roll onto the throttle, and the torque comes in early, right where most riders actually use it. That means less gear shifting in traffic, smoother roll-ons in the corners, and a riding experience that feels effortless whether you are going fast or slow. The mid-range is where the GSX-8S shines most. It gives you confidence, not surprises. The 6-speed transmission is crisp and predictable. The factory-installed quickshifter allows for clutchless upshifts and downshifts, giving it a responsive, sport-ready feel without demanding aggressive inputs. Suzuki's assist and slipper clutch adds another layer of smoothness, especially on hard downshifts where many bikes would lock the rear tire or unsettle the chassis. Here, downshifting feels planted, controlled, and confidence-building no matter what road you are on. Suspension tuning on the GSX-8S strikes a rare balance. It is firm enough to feel athletic, but not so harsh that you dread potholes or uneven pavement. The telescopic front fork absorbs sharp impacts without diving excessively under braking, and the rear monoshock does a great job of maintaining chassis composure when transitioning between turns or riding two-up. For most riders, this suspension setup is exactly what they need. No gimmicks, just results. Ergonomics are where this bike quietly wins over most of its owners. The wide handlebars give you excellent leverage in tight turns, parking lots, or sudden direction changes. The foot pegs are mid-mounted but slightly rear-set, which gives the rider a confident and controlled stance without sacrificing comfort. The seat is supportive with just enough firmness to hold you in place without feeling stiff. Whether you are 5'7" or 6'2", the GSX-8S fits well. The rider triangle is neutral enough to avoid fatigue, but still engaged enough to encourage sporty riding. Instrumentation is clean, modern, and unobtrusive. A full-color thin-film transistor display sits front and center, showing you everything you need without crowding the screen. Gear position, fuel range, tachometer, ride modes, traction control level, all are laid out clearly and easy to read at a glance. Riders can choose between 3 different ride modes with varying throttle maps and traction control settings. The transitions between them are smooth and immediate, making it easy to adapt the bike to wet roads, open highways, or tight city riding. On the road, the GSX-8S behaves like the kind of motorcycle that used to be common, but has become harder to find. It is planted and composed at highway speed, filtering wind cleanly and holding a straight line without any wandering. In traffic, it is narrow enough to weave between cars with ease, yet stable enough not to twitch under sudden inputs. In the canyons, it holds a line with confidence and invites you to explore the full range of its capability, without punishing you if you miss a line or come in a little hot. It is forgiving, but never dull. Maintenance is refreshingly straightforward. Oil changes, air filter access, chain tensioning, everything is accessible for home mechanics who still believe in turning their own wrenches. No proprietary body clips, no buried bolts, no over-engineered frustration. Suzuki understands this audience. They built this bike for riders who want something they can live with, not just something they can look at. If there is one critique, it is that the GSX-8S does not specialize. It is not a long-distance touring bike. It is not a track-focused supersport. It is not pretending to be an adventure rig. But that is exactly what makes it so valuable. It is a motorcycle that lives in the real world. It adapts to what you need without trying to control how you ride. And for the majority of American riders, especially those over 50, that is exactly what they are looking for. If any of these bikes shocked you, or you'd ride one, hit like and tell us which in the comments. Your pick might surprise people. Craving heritage with a sharp edge? Time to unsheathe the classic, reimagined. Number 3. Suzuki Katana R. There are motorcycles that chase trends, and then there are those that honor their bloodline. The Katana does not apologize for its past. It embraces it. In a sea of cookie-cutter sport bikes, this machine makes a statement the moment it rolls into view. The styling is sharp, the lines are deliberate, and the attitude is unmistakable. It is built for riders who want to remember what it felt like when motorcycles were rebellious by design. Underneath that distinctive silhouette lies a 998 cubic centimeters inline-4 engine producing an estimated 150 horsepower and 78 pound-feet of torque. Braking is handled by a pair of Brembo 4-piston front calipers gripping full-size rotors, with a 2-piston rear caliper mounted on a single disc. Suspension comes from Öhlins, with an inverted fork up front and a piggyback reservoir shock at the rear. Wet weight is approximately 478 pounds, with a seat height of 32.2 inches. Starting price is expected to land near $14,999. What sets the Katana apart is not just its performance, but its defiance. While most modern motorcycles look forward, this one looks both ways. It nods respectfully to the past without becoming a parody of it. The headlight cowl is angular and aggressive, balanced by a clean tail section and minimal bodywork. The tank is sculpted for a firm knee grip, while the short rear overhang keeps the profile compact. The riding position sits somewhere between upright and aggressive, an ideal stance for carving corners without punishing your spine. This is not a track-focused machine. It is a street weapon, tuned for torque delivery and smooth roll-on acceleration. In the mid-range, it pulls confidently without needing to chase the rev limiter. The throttle response is crisp, and gear changes feel firm and mechanical through the 6-speed manual transmission. It rewards deliberate inputs. There is no delay, no hesitation, just a steady surge of power that builds with every twist of the wrist. Despite its heritage cues, the Katana features contemporary tech where it counts. Multiple ride modes adjust throttle maps and traction control sensitivity. Anti-lock braking system calibration is smart and progressive, staying out of the way until it is truly needed. The full-color display is tucked just below the cockpit and shows vital metrics without distracting from the minimalist design. The Öhlins suspension gives this motorcycle an unexpected layer of polish. Front-end feel is excellent, and it responds immediately to small steering inputs without becoming twitchy. Over uneven pavement, it remains composed and tracks with confidence. This is especially noticeable during downhill sweepers or long off-camber turns, places where lesser bikes can start to feel vague or unsettled. Braking performance is equally confidence-inspiring. The Brembo calipers offer excellent bite without being abrupt. In stop-and-go city traffic, the modulation is smooth. Out on an open road, they bring the Katana down from speed with authority. Combined with a well-balanced chassis and relatively low weight, the result is a machine that feels athletic but stable. For older riders who remember the original Katana or simply respect motorcycles with a backbone, this is more than a novelty. It is a credible, capable platform that mixes old-school cool with new-school refinement. It is the kind of motorcycle that makes you look twice before walking away, not because it is flashy, but because it holds presence. Every angle, every line feels purposeful. The The Katana R is not for everyone, and that is exactly the point. It does not chase universal appeal. It is built for riders who want their motorcycle to have character, to feel different, ride different, and leave a lasting impression. It is not overloaded with features, and it does not pretend to be anything it is not. It is an honest machine, and in a time when too many bikes feel like rolling screens, that honesty is refreshing. But not every rider wants to flash chrome on the boulevard. Some of us want to disappear into the wild. Skip the hype. We've handpicked the most affordable, reliable gear. Check the affiliate links below and ride smarter. Ready to trade character for pure speed? The legend of the middleweight roars. Number 2. Suzuki GSXR 750R. Speed has a sound, a feel, a rhythm that only the right motorcycle can deliver. And the GSX-R 750R speaks that language fluently. This machine doesn't just carry a nameplate, it carries a legacy forged in corners, sharpened on straights, and reborn for riders who demand more than just raw power. It's lean, it's aggressive, and it's built to remind the world why this category still matters. Beneath the fairings lies a 750 cubic centimeters inline-4 engine producing over 130 horsepower and 63 pound-feet of torque. Stopping duties are handled by dual floating rotors up front with 4-piston radial-mounted calipers and a single rear disc paired with a 1-piston caliper. A cornering-equipped anti-lock braking system comes standard. Suspension is fully electronic, with adaptive damping and preload control at both ends. Wet weight comes in at approximately 436 pounds, with a seat height of 32.1 inches. Pricing starts at $13,995. This isn't a detuned 1000. It's not a souped-up 600. It's a class of its own, purpose-built for riders who want racetrack reflexes without the bulk of a full-liter bike. The power curve comes on hard and stays strong through the rev range, rewarding throttle control and punishing hesitation. It's a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. What makes this version different is the blend of electronics and instinct. Launch control lets you nail perfect starts. The bidirectional quickshifter allows clutchless shifts up and down, making hard acceleration and corner entry seamless. 3 ride modes and an adjustable traction control system adapt the bike to different conditions: wet streets, dry track, or technical canyon roads, and none of it ever gets in your way. The handling is where this machine truly separates itself. A revised chassis geometry and shorter wheelbase give it quick, responsive steering. The electronic suspension reads the road in real time, softening during bumps, stiffening during hard braking, and adjusting compression during aggressive lean angles. It doesn't just hold a line, it locks in and begs you to push further. Rider position is unapologetically aggressive. Your weight is forward, your feet are tucked, and your arms are ready. But it's not uncomfortable. For experienced riders, the ergonomics feel like home. You're part of the machine, not sitting on top of it. You feel the road through the bars, through your boots, through your core. Styling is as sharp as the ride. Aerodynamic winglets integrated into the fairing add downforce without visual bulk. LED lighting keeps things modern and minimal. The tail section is slim and contoured, with a tucked-in license bracket and optional seat cowl. Every angle, every crease, looks engineered for speed. Instrumentation is all business. A full-color TFT dash provides lap timing, lean angle data, shift indicators, and real-time throttle input. You get what you need, when you need it. No fluff, no distractions. In motion, the GSX-R delivers confidence by the handful. Braking is powerful and progressive. You can dive hard into a corner, trail brake to the apex, and fire out the other side without hesitation. The feedback from the front end is exceptional, and the chassis stays planted even under extreme input. The quickshifter is tuned perfectly. It's mechanical, crisp, and responsive at any speed. Even in regular traffic, this bike doesn't feel out of place. It's narrow enough to filter through congestion and smooth enough to ride daily. Fuel economy stays close to 45 miles per gallon, and the 4.1-gallon tank provides over 175 miles of mixed-range riding. That makes it one of the few true sport bikes that can rip track sessions on Saturday and commute on Monday. For riders who remember the golden age of middleweight supersports, this is that spirit revived with modern muscle. It's not bloated, not over-electronified, and not softened for mass appeal. It is a machine for riders who know how to ride and want a bike that rises to the challenge. But if you thought that was sharp, wait until you see Suzuki's most daring gamble, a turbocharged king reborn. Number 1. Suzuki Hayabusa SE Turbo. Some motorcycles define an era. Fewer still define an entire category, but only one has ever dominated the highway, the drag strip, and the showroom floor with the same ruthless precision. The Hayabusa SE Turbo isn't just the return of a legend. It's a full-blown resurrection of speed, power, and purpose. This is Suzuki's top-tier engineering, unleashed in a way that's both brutal and beautiful. At its core is a 1,340 cubic centimeters turbocharged inline-4 engine producing over 200 horsepower and 127 pound-feet of torque. Braking is handled by dual Brembo Stylema front calipers gripping large floating rotors, with a rear disc supported by a single piston caliper. The braking system is fully integrated with a cornering-capable anti-lock braking system. Suspension is fully electronic, featuring adaptive damping and preload settings both front and rear. Wet weight comes in at approximately 586 pounds, with a seat height of 28.7 inches. Pricing begins at $24,995. The turbocharged Hayabusa takes everything riders loved about the original and launches it into the modern era. The acceleration is immediate, ferocious, but manageable. With a long wheelbase, low center of gravity, and traction-enhanced launch control, the bike plants power to the pavement with surgical force. From 0 to warp speed, there's no hesitation. Only grip, thrust, and velocity. Suzuki has equipped this flagship with an active aerodynamics package, making it the first production sport touring bike in their lineup to use electronically adjustable winglets. These deploy based on speed and throttle input, increasing downforce during high-speed runs and retracting during slower urban travel. Combined with the smooth aerodynamic fairing, the result is a bike that slices through air with precision while maintaining stability even at triple-digit speeds. The electronic suite is everything you'd expect from a flagship machine. Multiple ride modes tailor throttle response, traction control, wheel lift, and braking feel. Radar-based adaptive cruise control maintains distance from traffic ahead and automatically adjusts speed without rider input. Hill hold assist, low-speed crawl mode, and even back-end control for aggressive deceleration are included. But despite all the tech, the interface remains rider-first. Clean, intuitive, and distraction-free. Suspension performance is equally impressive. The adaptive system reads road conditions in real time, adjusting compression, rebound, and spring rate depending on lean angle, speed, and braking force. On the highway, it glides. On back roads, it holds a line with athletic confidence. There's no wallow, no bounce, just precision where it matters. Visually, this version of the Hayabusa retains the signature silhouette that made it iconic. Low, long, and unmistakably fast, even when parked. The sculpted fairing hugs the frame tightly, while the rear taper and underbody diffusers clean up airflow. LED lighting, including sequential turn signals and a distinct front headlamp array, brings it all into the 21st century without losing the essence of its identity. Inside the cockpit, a split analog-digital display gives the rider critical data without clutter. Traditional tach and speed dials flank a central full-color screen, offering navigation, suspension status, lean angle readouts, and radar system feedback. Everything is configurable but never complicated, and the switchgear is designed for glove-friendly use, so adjustments can be made in motion without distraction. On the road, this motorcycle behaves with a kind of confident menace. It's quiet at idle, composed at cruising speed, and utterly explosive on command. The throttle mapping is linear but potent, especially in Sport Plus mode, where every millimeter of wrist rotation delivers instant response. In touring mode, the bike settles into a relaxed, fuel-efficient rhythm, proving that performance and comfort can absolutely coexist. Fuel capacity is 5.3 gallons, offering over 200 miles of mixed-range riding at an average of 40 miles per gallon. Despite the turbocharger, efficiency is kept in check thanks to precise engine management and advanced cooling systems. This allows riders to tour cross-country without the constant stress of hunting for fuel stops. But the Hayabusa C-Turbo isn't just built to go far, it's built to go fast, extremely fast. Top speed is electronically limited, but the way it gets there is almost unsettling in its smoothness. No vibration, no drama, just a steady, relentless climb toward the horizon. Riders often say the sensation is less like riding and more like flying low, where the world blurs, but the bike never flinches. Suzuki just dropped a lineup that mixes grit, honesty, and outright insanity. From the V-Strom Adventurer to the turbocharged Hayabusa, every model carries intent. Which one shocked you the most? Drop your pick in the comments. We read them all. And if you want more real-world breakdowns of the bikes changing motorcycling right now, hit like and subscribe. We've got plenty more coming.